Hey guys and gals, Tony George, DocSports.com. Something different today. Just how about a discussion between me and 10,000 daily followers about basketball in general? Going over a bunch of games. Why not? You know, being a handicapper doing this, you get frustrated from time to time, and I get frustrated. And we're going to talk about some games tonight. And what would you do? This is what we call daily follower participation day. Leave comments. If you have a legitimate comment, we'll post it and we'll reply to it today. Almost like a live chat. Let's get after it. And a free pick coming your way. That's Doc Sports. Click the link in the description below. We give you free $60. You put it towards a daily package or a monthly package from me and 11 other handicappers over there. And we got a crap load of free information over there for you that'll help you make better decisions. That's the hype. I got a doubleheader in college basketball tonight. I'm going to sweep it. And I got a first half line play in the NBA. And I got a small play in the NHL for 3 units. Let's talk first. And we're going to give out a free college basketball totals play at the end of the day. Let's talk about the NBA last night a minute. What a bloodbath that was, huh? Who saw that coming? Knicks beating Houston? Really? Miami beats Milwaukee by 16. Milwaukee has played 2 games where they have failed to score 90 points. Milwaukee, they're the best team in the league. Period. Arguably the best player in the league. Greek Freak. More depth than anybody in the East. Can't get out of their own way all of a sudden. Trying to get 70 wins. Like a monkey humping the football last night. Chicago beats Dallas. Where was it posted that Porzingis wasn't going to play? Or Levine. They beat him without Levine. Chicago did. And Doncic played, which he wasn't supposed to. Let's take an example of a game in the NBA tonight where you don't know what's up. This is why I make the vast majority of my money wagering in-game in the NBA. And that's the convenience of living in Las Vegas. And that convenience is coming to you nationally because states are legalizing sports betting and you're able to get these apps and you're able to utilize these apps in in-game wagering. We'll have a whole nother video about that down the road. What to look for, what to do, what you see, how you react to that, and how you make money from it. And in my opinion, the books haven't caught up yet, and I absolutely cherry-picked the living dog piss out of them in the NBA and in-game wagering. But I can't sell that. I can't post that. But that's where it's at. And now all these small pockets now are expanding where it's becoming more mainstream and more states are bringing on, legalized sports betting. You can do it globally to a certain degree. That's all I'm going to say about that. But you'll be able to have these apps on your phones and be able to do this and have more than one outlet to do it, hopefully, in each state, instead of just giving a license to one outlet. But that being said, take a look at tonight, and this is one you want to keep your eye on today. Toronto laying 4.5 at Phoenix. Phoenix just got beat by 2 of the biggest bottom feeders in the NBA outside of Minnesota and maybe one other. Cleveland. Detroit and Golden State beat them soundly their last 2 games. At home! Toronto's one of the top 4 or 5 teams in the East. But you got Ibaka and Van Vliet as questionable. You don't know if they're going to play till tip-off. But you want to watch these injury reports, watch anything you can on Twitter with beat sports writers, anything. And if either one of these guys play tonight, Toronto should beat the floor with them. Just wax the floor with them. So keep your eye on it. I can't put it out. I'd love to put it out. At 4.5, if either one of them playing, it's not going to stay at 4.5, so you don't want to be on top of it. That's what I do all day long. Keep your eye on it. But these injury reports and these guys sitting in the NBA out of nowhere when you're betting hard-earned cash on them is very frustrating. Very frustrating. Let's take a look at tonight's college basketball slate. And this is where you can comment down here about these games and tell me what your takes are. If your comments are legitimate, I'll put them up. You know, you got Tennessee catching 8.5 tonight, which is a good basketball team, taking on Kentucky. Kentucky's not putting anybody away. That is a ton of points. Now, last night, Duke laying 13 was a ton of points. They pretty much were tied to halftime. Were they up 2? They win by 19. You got Rick Barnes going up against John Calipari. Now, John Calipari usually gets his team really ramped up this time of year because he starts out with a young team and they develop chemistry, they develop an identity, and then towards the end of the regular season, they're running through the SEC tournament and getting the top 2 or 3 or 4 seed in the NCAA tournament and going deep into that every year. I have not seen him pull his team away from good teams. They compete well, they're winning games, but 8.5 is a ton of points, and Rick Barnes can't win a big game if he had to. Couldn't at Texas, and he can't here. He couldn't even win the Big 12 championship or regular season title with Kevin Durant. Just saying. West Virginia laying 6 on the road at Iowa State. Iowa State 2-13 against the spread. Their last 15 times as an underdog. And West Virginia, what do you do laying 6 points on the road to anybody? Anyone. You can't win on the road. 0-6 against the spread. Your last 6 times as a road fave, you just got beat. You've lost 3 in a row, and you got beat by 9 at home against Oklahoma on Saturday. Bob Huggins does not have a 3-point shooter. Bob Huggins does not have a pure shooter on his team. That dumbfounds me. I can't even catch that concept. How can you be West Virginia and Bob Huggins and not be able to recruit some kid from the East Coast, Texas, North Carolina, I don't care where. South Florida, LA, Nebraska, I don't care where they're from. How could you not have a shooter on your team? You're averaging 60 points a game your last 5, and you're laying 6 on the road. And Hilton Coliseum in Ames, Iowa is one of the toughest places to play in the Big 12. Forget Fog Allen. Forget Mo Iba, forget Lubbock. Ask anybody who knows anything about the Big 12, and Hilton Coliseum in Ames, Iowa is one tough nut to crack, whether they suck or not. Think about it. Maryland catching 1, they should be laying 5 against Rutgers. Maybe because they're shooting 41% from the floor and 29% from three-point range their last 5. I don't know. They should be a favorite. Michigan State avenging a 5-point home loss to Penn State as a 13-point favorite tonight on the road. What we tell you Saturday about Tom Izzo when we gave you that out as a free pick. This is the type of year where he comes up against Goliath, Giants, and he beats them. And he's avenging a loss. Their 1.5-point favorite should be favored 5 on my power ratings. What are you going to do with it? I'm not getting near it. You take a look at you take a look at those games. Iowa laying 5 against Purdue, they should kill them. Kill them. Are you confident in taking Iowa tonight in this climate in college basketball? I found 2 picks today that jumped off the board at me. Instead of doing paralysis by analysis, first gut instinct, they'll beat them and they'll beat them. If you start looking too deep into this, you get too much second guessing going on. And I've done a lot of that in college basketball the last 2 weeks, and it's cost me. I'm not doing it anymore. Just me and you drinking a beer, a lemonade actually, taking a pee over a fence post, bullshitting about basketball. You take a look at all these games we just discussed, the best bet on the board for a free pick, without question in my mind. Iowa State, West Virginia, under 138. That's your free pick. Leave your comments below. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Get over to Docs. Catch yourself some winners today. Back at you on Hump Day.